Hey, everybody over here on YouTube. How are you doing today? This is a lovely Thursday. Congratulations. You've almost made it to the end of the week. One more day. We have been having a really great time over here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel this week. There's just been some fun action going on. If you were around yesterday, you know that we had a impromptu YouTube live that was supposed to be on Facebook with Tamara Kelly from mooglyblog.com. And then later on that afternoon, we did have our special holiday stocking stuffer podcast that Katelyn and I did. So Katelyn put together an entire list of wonderful items for crocheters and knitters. And so all you literally need to do is print off that list, send that link to your loved ones, do anything, and you have a bunch of really great options there as far as what you could find in your stocking. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, I highly recommend doing that. It was on yesterday, and then you could check out the blog post. It's in the video description box of that particular post. And today, you guys know that my best friend, Lindsay Martin, is owner of Erin Lane Bags, and she is here joining with her partner in crime, Jean from Destination Yarns, and they have partnered up and created something called Destination Lane, which is a really great kit. Somebody's getting feedback somewhere.
Is it me?
Not sure.
I don't know. Is it me?
As everybody says, it's me. It's like music. Anyways, we'll figure out who it is. But they have a year-long subscription for bags and yarn, and it's a really great collaboration. I'm thrilled to have them on today for our unboxing. As you guys know, we do have the lovely Katelyn over here with the bags in hand. She has not been able to open them. It's always like Christmas every month for Katelyn. We just make her wait. And then
job perks. That's a nice job perk, Katelyn.
It's a pretty good job perk. That's what I gotta say. So this is Lindsay from Erin Lane Bags. She is also a sponsor of the Yarn Thing podcast. And so there you go. And here is Jean from Destination Yarns. Some of those amazing yarn that I have in my cabinet behind me comes from Jean. It's pretty darn amazing stuff. And then of course, I mean, I've got literally bags everywhere I've got another one. I mean, they're literally everywhere because I love them. So anyways, so hey guys, how are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
I'm doing all right. I'm excited to have all of you guys here to talk about this really fun and exciting collaboration that you guys have put together. And so which one of you wants to kind of tackle the beginnings of it all?
I'll let Lindsay go ahead.
All right.
So I guess, I'm going to be honest, I have a terrible sense of time. So when I say this happened like a while ago, it could be yesterday or like 2 months. I don't know. So I had a club and I'd partnered with an indie dyer, and that we were doing, it was Lord of the Rings was the theme. And we were going to different places around the Lord of the Rings universe. And that indie dyer had a family emergency and she had to drop out. And I was like, I have to have yarn. And so a really good friend of both Jean's and mine suggested that we team up, since like we were going to destinations, it made sense to go with Destination Yarns. So we did. And so I called Jean. I was like, I know this is super last minute and this wasn't a thing that you had planned, but is this a thing that you'd be willing to do? And Jean was like, sure, no problem. Just send me inspirational photos. So I made my husband do that because he knows more about that universe than I do. And he emailed them to Jean, and she did a really great job for us and delivered on time every time, which is amazing, which I love her for.
That's like superpower.
I
don't know that superpower.
She has like a secret source of power, and I've seen it. And it's
right?
So impressive.
Yeah. So
it's a storage room.
It's a storage room. It's a secret source.
The secret source.
Yeah. But like I got to like walk in like the inner sanctum. It was very exciting. But so that's how it started. And then of course through that collaboration we became friends. And then I think we were, Jean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we were at Stitches Midwest.
Yeah, we were at Midwest and decided
we were at Midwest, and we'd gone to dinner, and we were like, people really liked that Lord of the Rings thing. We should do that again.
And then it just kind of kept going.
Yeah, like I think we probably a little bit of alcohol was involved.
Yeah. Well, we took an idea that was like a little idea, and we made it bigger and bigger, and we made it fit for both of us, which is really cool. So instead of being a club that one person sources, it became a club that I ship the yarn and Lindsay ships the bags. So it's, a real collaboration, which is really cool.
Yeah. And that saves us from having to like worry about, since there's always that nightmare story of like, oh, I shipped you that yarn and the, whatever shipping service you used lost it. That saves us that headache, but it also saves us the extra shipping cost and time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then one person has to do all the packing, which is also not fair. It's it's better to ship 2 packages. It's really how it's.
So it's kind of a unique thing that your club subscription comes from 2 different sources.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's just clarify that real quick, because I know this was a question I had when we started. So it's every other month, guys. So 1 month, you'll get so what do they start with in January?
Sort of. So the way it works is at the end of the first month, you get the skein of yarn. And then at the beginning of the next month, you get the bag. So it's a pair that goes together. So you get something every month, but they're set up so they're pairs. Does that make sense?
Okay. So it's kind of like a back-to-back thing, but
it's a back-to-back. And then there's a little bit of a gap. And then there's another back-to-back. And those 2 are friends. Those are pairs that are designed to go together. So you end up getting 6 pairs, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you get 12 items throughout the year, 6 pairs of a yarn in a bag together. Got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And so just so everybody knows, like, how do you know what goes together? They do send the packages in matching bags. So like this came from Lindsay and this came from Jean, and these 2 go together because they're in the matching bags together. So they do let you know.
We had a very long conversation. We were mailing that to you, Katelyn, and I was like, do you have the leftover mailers? That way she knows which ones go together. I was like, I know I have these mailers. Do you have these mailers? This was a whole conversation that happened.
I love this. So for me, first off, Lindsay, you and I know we always talk about collaborating and doing things like that. But as somebody who's interviewed so many different people in this industry, and I know all the different personalities and all the different work ethics and all the different owners of all these different companies, to be able to find somebody that you are able to work with one, because that's a thing. You can appreciate the way somebody does business. You can appreciate the product that they do, but you can still not want to do business with them. Does that make sense? And it has nothing to do with anything else. It's just it's not a good collaboration. So to be able to find all of that together with you guys, and I'm just going to throw this out there because it's something that I'm always aware of, like 2 female-owned businesses, females supporting females, because we all know women can be not kind. I would use a big word. Did you like that? Yeah. Women are awful to each other, quite frankly, whether it's in personal life or business. That's just been the way it is. So to be able to find people that you are able to work with, you respect, and collaborate together, and it's another woman-owned business, and it's working so great together. Like, I love that you guys are doing this. When you first jumped into this, was there any fear that it was like, man, am I really stepping in? Am I stepping into something that we really shouldn't be doing?
I completely agree with you when it comes to finding like a collaborator. You have to be really careful. There are some really, you can be like sailing along smoothly, and then it is like a hurricane and you're just done. So you really do have to pick your collaborator very carefully. And I think the thing that works with me and Jean is that Jean's strengths aren't necessarily my strengths, and my strengths aren't necessarily Jean's strengths. So like where I'm really good at sorting through all of the PayPal data that we have, Jean is very good at doing like the Facebook end. So where we don't fight over the same material. Does that make sense? Jean, would you say that's probably true? Like,
I think that's definitely true. Like we come at it from a really different point of view, which I think is really important when doing some sort of artistic collaboration. Lindsay tends to see the things that I miss and vice versa. So it works really, really well as far as like planning a whole year and all of that goes. So yeah. Yeah.
Cause we were like, oh, we could do this and this and this and this and this. And like Jean and I've spent a few minutes on the phone.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And there were several times where I'm like, that sounds like a great idea, but we need to think about the logistics. And then like, once we talk through all the logistics, we're both like, whoa, no, like too many logistics or anything like that. And it's also really nice to have a sounding board. Like if I have an idea that's even not related to Destination Lane, I can call Jean and be like, am I being crazy right now? Like, is this a terrible idea and I'm just crazy? And she's like, oh, no. Like try this and see if that works. So it also helps because like, it's like having like a business buddy, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
where like I can be like, I know what I'm about to say is insane. Tell me if I'm too insane. And she'll be like, I love that you're intense, but that's going to kill you.
So that leads me to my next question, the planning of it logistically, because you are in Tennessee, Jean is in Ohio, and you guys do meet up at different events together, but that's not necessarily the planning you do. So you alluded to the fact that you guys do talk to each other, but how do you go about planning out a year's worth of content, so to speak? Because I know that it takes time to get that fabric printed. I know it takes time to get the base of the yarn put together and then to come up with the themes. And then, do you have pattern support for that? I mean, like how, okay. Cause let's be honest here. I am not a planner. I struggle. Caitlin's
I love you, but you don't plan anything. Baby. Like, I love you.
I just thought, take me to church, girl. Just not a plan. And so it's an area I struggle with. That's why I have Katelyn, because she's the one who's like, hey, you have 2 books coming out in February. You don't want to get that other thing because you got these,
Yeah.
So how do you do that? How do you do it?
Well, before the year starts, we go through and make sure the club is balanced as far as colors and places. So it's a world tour is the one that we did last year. And we sat down and we looked at a map and we tried to pick really diverse places and really diverse color stories. So that was the first step, figuring out kind of what those would be. And then Lindsay went and designed the sheeple kind of based on the places, and that kind of helped inform the color story a little bit more. So with every step, it kind of got dialed down, closer and closer to what the finished product was. But that was really important to us, that you don't get, 6 months of pink yarn or something, like that. It's all really, really different. And that each place we go to is very different and unique and tells a different story. So, so that all happened beforehand.
Yeah, that happens beforehand. And then also when Jean and I do a lot of the research, and Jean does a lot of the research on the places, since that's her whole thing. She's Destination Yarns. That makes sense. She's got a plan and a system, play to your strengths. She has a plan and a system. Jean, go Jean. So Jean kind of, and we talk through these are the places that we'd like to go. What's unique about these places? And then we start talking about not only when it comes to color stores, we're looking at inspirational photos and saying, okay, because this one place may end up most of the photos that we're looking at are very blue. And if we like that, that's great. But then the next place we go needs to not be very blue. If we're looking at those inspirational photos, there's a lot of Google,
so much Google
image searching, and there's 900 tabs open, and I'm like, wait, which image are you looking at? Send that to me in Messenger. Wait, that's not the image I'm looking at. This is the image I'm looking at. What do you think of this image? There's a lot of that as well. So we do that. But you really have to just be very committed to communicating. I think that's really the biggest thing. I call her and I'd be like, so this is my thought. And she's like, okay, we need to change this color. Okay, let me change. And changing that one color, when it comes to fabric, changing that one color on one bag may mean that we have to change 3 other colors on 3 other bags. So there's a lot of back and forth and planning, and all of that is laid out. I will have all of the fabric finalized before January 1st. I will have it. Ideally, I have it all finalized by December 15th.
So So how far in advance then do you guys have these decisions made? For example, 2019 is completely decided upon. How long ago did you start talking about it and think, okay, this is it. This is the plan. I'm ready to move forward.
It's been kind of an ongoing conversation for about a month now. We really kind of nailed stuff down about 2 weeks ago, where I came to Lindsay with, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And then obviously we can go back and forth until the sheeple are, nailed down. We have a little wiggle room still, but yeah, I mean, it's a process. It takes a lot of time on the front end to make sure that everything works really, really well, as we go through. So and the other thing about it is, not only do we communicate a lot, but we can both handle it when the other one says, I don't know that's going to work, which is, I think, really important to to be adults about that. I don't know how else to put it. If a yarn isn't working, then she'll tell me, and it's fine. And
there's plenty of skeins that I'm like, I really like this, but this red is just not, it's a no-go.
It doesn't go with the sheeple, or and vice versa. When we're laying it all out, we're really open to that too. And the criticism as part of the creative process. And I think you end up with a better product in the end.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Now, Lindsay, I know with the sheeple, so for people who might not understand what sheeple are, I just happen to have some here.
I'm shocked.
I've got a basket next to me of sheeple.
Dude, Can you like, all right, you see that? That, I am not even joking you. That used to be up there.
I'm pointing at the screen like people can see where I'm pointing
Right?
at the
Yeah,
screen.
it's my work in progresses that are literally all in Erin Link bags because we don't do plastic here. We don't do plastic. Anyways, I digress. Sheeple are literally little sheep doing people things.
So that's Demi.
Yeah, this is
that's
Demi.
Larry's girlfriend. She's super basic.
I love her.
And she's doing the hip hop.
That's why I gotta have this. Anyways, but it's literally fabric that Lindsay designs. So she works with a graphic artist, has these sheeple designs. So when Jean talks about, Lindsay having to have the sheeple design and they're really kind of doing the things that are, common in the destination that they're going in, Jean's doing the colors. That's kind of what we're talking about when we say sheeple. So this leads me to my question, Lindsay, knowing how much lead time you need to put fabric to organize, not even organize, design the fabric, get it to the company to print the fabric, and then get the fabric over here. I mean, that's a long time. I mean, it's equivalent to the time it takes for me to have a contractor knit a sweater. Like, you have to plan for that, right?
You do.
Absolutely.
And then there's, and then there's the things like, my supplier is very consistent, which is of course why I chose to go with them. But you can't, if there's weather, you can't control the fact that there's a hurricane and nothing's moving.
Or they have a special holiday that we don't celebrate here.
Right. Or, that's the thing. But honestly, with all the hurricanes, all of my stuff comes in through a port. And if that port is closed, it just sits. They're sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I typically do is I typically order the first 3 or 4 people, the first 3 or 4 set fabrics in January. I order the first 4, which is a storage challenge. It's an opportunity for growth. Let's put it that way. And then I can order the rest of them kind of throughout the year. And I always try to order them 2 to 3 months before I need them, just to make sure that I have them. But that doesn't always work out. Sometimes I'm still hey, they are keeping my fabric hostage because it's Columbus Day, or they decided that it's Saturday and they don't feel like doing their job. These are all things that I have experienced this year. It's been awesome.
All right. So you have this collaboration, you have the club, you're putting this stuff together, and it's rocking, it's rolling. You have your own Facebook group where people get to, have just a great time with it. Was it everything expected to be? Has it been you're holy moly, how are we going to top this year? What are some of the I don't talk about negatives. What are the pluses that you've experienced this year? Wow, this is amazing.
I would say we reached out to our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is awesome. We have a private Facebook group that you can only be in if you're in the club. And we reached out to them yesterday and we're so we're going on this podcast. Can you guys give us some feedback, some positives, or we didn't even say positives, just some things that we can talk about that you guys enjoyed about the club. And I was tearing up reading the thread. They were so positive and so excited about being a part of the club and how much fun they had all year. And it just was, I don't know. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that level of response. It was really pretty cool.
It was really great. And the other thing that I've been really surprised by, and this is just from my knowledge of running clubs or knowing people who do subscription-based things like this, where they do a kit or whatever, is the number of the people that we have had who are currently in our club who are emailing us and messaging us regularly to make sure they have a spot for 2019. Because we have a limited number of spots, just because we're both one woman show. Jean does all the dyeing. I do all the bag making. So it's really, there is a production cap here. I have to eat at some point. I have to sleep at some point. Jean has, to take her kids to dance and be a mom. We have limits, right, Marley? Eventually you have to sleep.
I'm not gonna get that.
That's what they tell me. Did you notice that I pulled out the rock star today? I haven't had one in months, and I've got so much. I'm totally squirrel, but I've got so much work to do. I was I need some help. I need some help. But yes,
No.
go ahead.
I feel you. So the number of people who have told us, like either at events or that have seen us at events, or people who have come and like messaged us or whatever, that they really want to be in it again next year, is really, I think the most exciting thing for me is because you never know. I mean, when you do this kind of thing, like if you ship a color of a yarn and a bag that they don't like, they signed up for, it was essentially a mystery adventure. And if they don't like it, that can get awkward for them. But the number of people who have just been so thrilled with the way the pairings have come out and so excited about the community that we've built, that I think that's the thing that I think is the most exciting for me to see, is that we have like happy customers who really are excited about the next adventure. I guess
the other thing that, like, just to add on to this, is that I really kind of pushed myself creatively a little bit for these colorways. Like I wanted them to be the best colorways that I've ever created, because I just wanted to bring it to that level for my club. You know what I mean? And I feel like I got there, and it was good creatively to have that standard for myself. You know what I mean? Because it really kind of brought me up to another level with the yarn, which I think is really cool. So I don't know. I really enjoyed having that creative challenge every other month.
Well, I'm not going to lie, because I'm part of the Facebook group. And I am not part of Destination Lane. And seeing people get their stuff, I am so jealous. And I'm jealous because of the pretty yarn. I'm jealous because of the bags that I cannot buy. I'm just super jealous. So knowing that other people want to sign up next year is fantastic. But does that mean people like me who was alive, I would be over there signing up right now? Is it available to other people who have not been a part of it?
So the way we have it structured is that we are holding spots for our current members, but we have more spots than that open. So again, every time you do something like this, you learn a whole bunch. So Jean and I have also, we've faced challenges and we've grown from those, which has been really great. Like Jean said, like creatively, it's really stretched her, but like as a business management side, it's really stretched me. And so, like that's given us the ability to look at it and say, okay, this is what we can handle. Let's grow this much in this next year. So there is still space, obviously. Like we want, like ideally every knitter in the world would be in Destination Lane, ideally. Because we're awesome. Right?
I can't tie that much yarn.
Girlfriend, you just hire somebody if you're going to do that.
Yes.
No, we're hiring all the people if we do that. All the people, Jean. All the people.
Okay.
But like obviously we want to have as many people in there as possible, but there is a limit to how many items that we can make in our respective months. So like, Jean has the responsibility in January, and she has to get all that yarn dyed in December and January, and then I have to get all those bags made in January because they ship in February. So we have space.
So there is space. The best thing to do is to sign up. The website that will, I'm sure, be linked places has a sign up, and if you sign up in there, you'll be notified when we go live. So that's like the best way to get a spot.
Okay.
Right.
So here's the next question. I'm going to start off with Eugene. Is the yarn that they are getting every month the same base? Is it the same weight? Because obviously you've already addressed that it's not the same color.
No. So it's an adventure. So every month is different. So we did, we mapped that out too, so that every month you weren't getting like back-to-back fingering weight and you weren't getting like too many of one thing. This year they were all different bases. So the 6 bases that we shipped, although I shouldn't say that because one's still a surprise, but they're all.
Don't tell them the last one, Jean.
I won't tell them the last one. It's different than what they've received.
Right.
So every month was a different base, which was really neat. And they were, I think we did 3 fingering and 1 sport and some other stuff.
I thought there was
there was a DK. There was DK in the beginning, and then next month we're not going to say what it is.
Right, I know, but like the glossy, which is what you're wearing, wasn't that DK?
Yeah, this is DK. Yeah, so the first month was DK. So, and part of that is that we do a travel dossier that goes with the club, and it's a list of pattern suggestions that go with that yarn. So that we could get a whole diverse group of patterns. We went with different yarn weights, so that like this month we're talking about shawls, and so here's a semi-solid that goes with all these shawls, and then the next month we were talking about socks in the summer because that's a better thing to knit in the summer. So we had a whole bunch of really awesome sock patterns that went with the sock weight yarn. So that was kind of fun, like to do different different projects and different weights of yarn.
All right. So
There's
hold on a second, Lindsay. Along those same lines, if somebody got their yarn, is it typically 1 skein, 2 skein? And if they wanted more, is it available to purchase for the people that are part of the club, or is it just what you have is what you have?
So there's a 1 skein option and there's a 2 skein option. So there you can get 2 skeins of yarn. And I was able most months to offer additional skeins, but it was limited and it wasn't always the same dye lot. So the best thing to do if you like knew you were going to do 2 skein projects was to just start with 2 skeins. But then there were additional ones available later on in limited quantities. And then the travel dossier had suggestions for both 1 skein patterns and 2 skein patterns in both knit and crochet. So.
Okay. All right, cool.
And those patterns were also free patterns and paid patterns. So like there was really an option for everybody. Just to make sure, because we had crocheters and we had crocheters with
absolutely.
So we were trying to make sure that everybody had multiple options, whether they wanted to pay for the pattern, not pay for the pattern. There were options all over in all the varieties.
Perfect. Okay, so that leads me to you, Lindsay. Obviously, we know the sheeple are different every month, just as Jean's doing the dyeing. Is it the same bag every month? Because I mean, we know that I love me some twofers and some. I don't even know what this one's called, and you just know I love it. Like I own like
That's
10
the
now.
View.
It's the View You. I think this is the best bag since the twofer. Like
I love that bag. It's
almost,
kind of one of my face.
Yeah, it's pretty great, and I can fit. I don't know. I keep going. Anyway, so the bags they get.
So they do get a different bag every month, and that goes along with what Jean and I have planned out for the like the weights of yarn. So like if we haven't done a worsted this year, but if you did a worsted, I'm not likely to send you like an itty bitty tiny bag because it's not going to fit in that. So we kind of plan it in like, so for instance, in the summer when we planned out socks for the Valley of the Queens colorway, we planned that month they got twofers. So they got a twofer in that month because if you like to do 2 at a time socks and you split your skein, then that's really a good way to do it. So they've gotten one of every single drawstring project bag that I make. They've gotten all 5 of those, and then they'll get 1 repeat in December when I ship it.
They also have the option to do a bag upgrade. So they can do 2 bags where you get a bag and then like a matching bag that goes with it, which has been really fun too.
So like you can do 2 bags and 2 yarns, or like there's all kinds of combinations to kind of fit whatever you want, which has been really fun. But it's also been like, that's kind of been like where the stretch is for me. Like what is like for the extra bag, the 2 bag deal is like, what's the best second bag to send? So like the Valley of the Queens one is the one that sticks out because like I hemmed and hawed over those bags for a hot minute, and I'm pretty sure Jean was like, just make a decision. It was a little over it, I'm sure, but that's okay. That colorway was also one of the trickiest ones, so it worked out. Like it was just it was that time of year, I guess. I don't know. But they got, so the two bag people got a twofer and a sock bag. So it was like an ultimate sock kit. So you got the sock yarn with the twofer and the sock if you had the double.
Yep. You could just call it Marley's favorites. That would work too. I love them all. It's so great. I love this. So we have quite a few people watching live, almost 200.
Oh, wow.
And yes, wow. It's quite a few. And so they are asking about the shipping cost. Do you have a standard flat rate shipping cost, and do you do international?
So the shipping is included in the price of the club. So that's already worked in. The way we do our subscriptions is it doesn't let us add shipping. So we just put it in, and it's just because they come from 2 places. So you have to pay the shipping both months. So it works out as just a flat thing. And we do international. We did a couple international. We have a couple international customers this year. But because international shipping is more, what we do for them is we actually create a special subscription for them that includes the international shipping rate. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Am I explaining that well?
I think so. I mean, I understand it if that's the way it's done. Jean, you would obviously know better than I would.
Yeah. So if you're international and you want to join, just send an email and we'll set it up for you. No problem.
Yeah. We haven't had any issues.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a lady in Germany. Mm-hmm. And she gets her package sometimes before the people who live in Florida. I don't understand it, but whatever.
That's cool. So it's kind of funny. So Katelyn, you've been awfully quiet this whole time. So there is a lady, Kathleen, she's in the chat room, and she's like, in capital letters, I'm itching to see the examples of what we're signing up for. And I'm just like, Katelyn, are you Kathleen?
No.
I saw that just now. It popped up on my phone. Like I have the chat on my phone over here, and I was like, "Hey, yeah."
I do want to also mention that so Brittany, the lovely Brittany, you guys remember Brittany? She does work for Jean and for Lindsay, and she is in the chat room right now, and she is posting links to the pattern that you guys are asking for in the chat room. So if you're watching this and you're following along in the chat, there will be links provided. Brittany is adding those for you guys, and I told her she could add whatever link she needs to do. I have posted the link to destinationlane.com so that way people can check that out, just so that everybody knows. So Katelyn, hi, welcome to the conversation.
Hey guys.
Do you have any questions before you jump in with your part? I mean, I feel like we've kind of covered quite a bit, which is good.
So I think the one thing we didn't exclusively cover is the membership one payment at the beginning of the year for the whole year, or do you pay monthly? Can you come in and come out every month, or how does that work?
So you pay monthly. So it's every month. PayPal withdraws it from your, however you set up your payment with PayPal. And we are opening on signups in December. And that's it. We probably won't open signups again this year. That's it. So
Okay. So once you sign up, you're in it for the full year.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Just so everybody
The
knows.
logistics of the in and out is just
Right. Hey, I totally understand that, but I just wanted to make sure people knew, like, you're signing up for the full year, but you get paid monthly, so it's not like a huge bill.
right.
Exactly.
All at
Exactly.
once.
So
So it's easier to budget.
when you open up in December, is it open until it closes, or is it open until all the spots are slotted? Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of people right now that are just itching for.
Yeah, so Jean and I actually had
Like,
this
I don't want to be
conversation.
on a wait list. I want to buy it now.
So Jean and I had this conversation this morning. So the signups will open. I have it written down. I want to make sure I get it completely right. So it opens at on December 1st at noon Central Time. That's when signups will go live. We will put the page up live at noon Central Time. So that's 11 to you, Marley, and then 10
Thank you.
West Coast, right? Yeah, because that's noon. No, it's 11 to me, 10, 9. So work your way across the country. Arizona, you're on your own. I don't know how that works. I don't understand it, but okay. And so you work your way across the country. So noon Central Time. And then we're just going to leave signups open until we have all of our spots filled. So we have a number of items that Jean and I both know that we can produce and are given like spots. And however that fills through the options is when we will close it. Am I explaining that well? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not.
The latest the club will be open is, I think, December 28th. Is that right? Is the latest that it could possibly be open. It may close before that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But we're going to try to keep, the goal is, of course, to have as many people in it as, want to be in it. But, we do have to sleep.
Oh, you're so funny. Katelyn.
Okay, so which one are we opening up first? Do we say Cherry Blossom?
Yeah, I think Cherry Blossom. Do that one first. Yeah.
Okay, so
this
guys,
came in the spring.
You can still look. You don't have to close your eyes. These are past kits from this year. So it's just an example of what you might be getting coming up. It's not actually like what's this month's kit or next month or anything like that. These are past kits.
Yes.
So that's how it works. Okay, so I'm going to open this one up first because this is the yarn. So you would get your yarn first, and then you'll get your bag. So let's open the yarn. Haha, Marley.
Don't.
Marley's gonna be real upset here. Oh. Just realized that's not what we
seriously.
Beautiful pink.
I thought we were
that,
friends.
like, literally.
I really thought we were friends.
Who, me or
no? All of you.
So that month, it's a single ply yarn, and it's 100% merino single ply. So we talked about shawls that month for the spring, and we had a whole list of shawls that were inspired by cherry blossoms. That was really neat. And a couple of people made those shawls, and it was just, I love it when yarn and pattern and bag and everything just like coordinate.
So the pattern would be found, or the pattern suggestions are found in the Facebook group.
Just saying, I like pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
In an email, we send an email. With
It's in an email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The travel dossier.
But the Facebook group is really great because then people also there's only so much Ravelry deep diving you can do before you have to say I've got to eat.
Right.
So, there are still a lot of people post other suggestions in that Facebook group, and then I really love the finished object day, like when everyone posts their finished objects in all the yarns is really fantastic.
Open the bag.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta move this out of the way. Okay, so then the bag that goes with it. Oh, guys, check this out. This is sheeple with cherry blossom.
Like he's in front of Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that
like
so
he's smelling the cherry
great?
blossoms. Isn't he adorable?
And then this is just the
No,
single bag.
there's no just. That is like that is
not just, but
I'm just letting you know.
So that's the small project bag. So that one's 12 inches square. It's just a flat folded bag.
They are
But we
great.
paired
They're
that
so
one
perfect.
with the yarn because we were talking about shawls, and that's one of my favorite size bags for shawls. So like again, that whole like this is the yarn base, so this is the bag that comes with it, and like that one's one of my favorite pairings.
Was this the second bag that month?
Yeah. So that was the bonus bag. That was the we decided to try something out. That's what we refer to as the dice bag plus, because it has interfacing in it, so it stands up. That makes it the plus. And it's a little bit bigger than my standard dice bag. But so that way you could take like your notions with you. So that was like the add-on. That was the second bag for that month.
I'm like,
I
I've
love
got
this bag.
stuffy and I stand up. I have plus too. You guys, I mean, sorry.
okay. So then we have our second one that we're gonna open for you guys, and ooh, this is pretty. Check this out.
That's
So
gorgeous.
it has like purples at this end, maroons, and then it comes down here into the tans, and then you've got the cream with it as well.
Jean, you do such a great job with your yarn. I mean, seriously,
you.
whenever I walk in your booth, my mouth salivates. Like it's just and the Paris collection is brilliant. Every time I saw it just this last, a couple weeks ago or whatever, I was like, I got to get back there. And I never got back there, but it's spot on. It's so wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This colorway is called Autumn at the Eiffel Tower. This one is a superwash merino 80% and then 20% nylon in a fingering weight.
Socks.
Isn't
You
that
can make me
beautiful?
socks,
Caitlin.
shawls, so many possibilities with that one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a shawl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really that's one of my these are I would love to say these are my two favorite, but every time I say like, oh, this one's my favorite, then the next month comes, I'm like, no, this one's my favorite. So like,
It's like picking a favorite child, right?
yeah,
Oh, no,
like,
I've done that. You can do that. No, I'm just joking.
no, ma'am.
I don't think it works
All
that
of my
way.
kids, they'll say, "Mom, who's your favorite?" I'm like, "You are." And then one of them will say, "Well, Mom, I thought I was your favorite." Well, you are. So they're like, "You say that to everybody." Yes, I do. You're
Yes.
my favorite.
Okay, so let's check out the bag that goes with it. Oh, it's an Eiffel Tower bag.
It's a large. Is that a large?
Yes,
The large,
it is.
yeah. So that's the same. It's the same
I don't
style
have this
bag as the one
size.
you just showed. It's bigger, so it's 15 inches square. And
It's great.
we did the large at that time of year because in the autumn you're thinking more bulky weight, and we also thought that would be a really good colorway to put into like a fade or if you were working on a sweater. So that's why we went with the large, because a lot of the suggestions for the two skeins were larger items. So that's why we did the large with that bag.
And just
Yeah,
so you
this
can see,
colorway is. Oh, go ahead.
that's the difference. So this is half the bag, so it's wider and it is longer as well.
Those are great. I use those bags. That's primarily all the bags that are there. Yeah, those are great. What were you gonna say?
You have to
Oh,
just
I was just gonna say the Autumn at the Eiffel Tower colorway is like the super secret Paris collection colorway. Like it works with the Paris collection. So like if you're doing a fade or you're doing a 3-color shawl or you're doing, it gives you a lot of pattern options. But you're the only one who has that colorway. So
Yeah.
I mean, you have to appreciate, like, look at how well it goes together. I mean, they don't live in the same town, they don't live in the same state, and yet, I mean, perfectly.
It's because my friend's got talent. That's
right.
what it is.
Also, we have a really good data plan.
I love you so hard. I love you so much. Okay,
but,
hold on.
I mean, but to be fair, like, you know that you're in business with the right person when you can send a text message at 1 a.m. and that person responds immediately.
You and I need to do more business together. I do the same thing with you.
I mean, because I'll send Gina a text message like, am I losing my mind right now? And she's like, no, I am too. It's fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the chat room, we have people are oohing and eyeing. The same Kathleen, who I thought was Katelyn, is saying that her jaw is still on the floor. She thinks
Aw.
it is so amazing. People are just loving it. They're loving it all together. Super fantastic. Oh my gosh. I mean, these are so fun. Katelyn, what are you thinking over there?
I'm thinking that, okay, so I only currently have 3 Erin Lane bags. And well, I don't get to travel out to all the shows and everything. And I like to see things in person to be able to like pick which one because there's just so many. And so I think this is super great because you get to increase your bag collection because honestly, who doesn't need more project bags? Because I always got a million. And the thing that I love that, yes, I am that person is this comes matched for me. So it like looks like it goes together where normally I'll buy yarn and then I'll have to try to find a bag so that they like go together because I want it to look pretty even when it's not finished. So I love how these match, you know, that you can pull out your project and it matches back to your bag. I love that.
It is something special.
It really
Something
is.
And that was kind of, like we hear that a lot because Jean and I do a lot of like yarn and bag pairings, like, oh, this colorway goes with this fabric. So we do that a lot. And so the destination lane is just, everything should go together. Like
Awesome.
happy yarn knits better.
Here's a question. This is a different question from Jeannie. And she says she's not a PayPal fan. Is there a place that she could just send the year's worth fee for the, to one of you to say, like, here's the full year, paid up front?
So you want to go, Jean?
Oh yeah, we're just like not really set up to do that yet. So
Okay.
Yeah. The logistics of that is very difficult to remember. And a lot of times because it doesn't create an order for you, like we forget because we're busy. But also it's if you're not a fan of PayPal, so it's a tricky thing because PayPal is also a credit card processor. So you can just put your credit card number in and PayPal will process it on your credit card. You don't have to does it make sense? You don't have to have a PayPal.
Just like if you were going to the grocery store and you put your card in the processor, like it's not Safeway's card. It's just
Right. Yeah.
Whatever. La 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 la. So it looks like I still say this Kathleen lady is Kathleen is secretly Katelyn because she's saying, yes, me too, Katelyn.
My hands are right here, guys.
I'm totally giving you a hard time. And Kathleen, I love you.
But Kathleen, you can just pay with your PayPal. So the thing is because we're in different states, having one bank is difficult because like if it's where Jean lives, if it's in Cleveland, then I can't go. And if it's in Nashville, then Jean can't go. Right. So PayPal is really the best interstate banking solution that we can have because we can both access it online immediately. And that's a good, you always want to be transparent with your business partner about what's going on with your finances. And so that was another reason we chose to do that because that way, like Jean can log in and see what's going on. I can log in and see what's going on. But it's also really good when PayPal, does something stupid. There's 2 of us that can yell at them.
Yeah. Perfect. So we do have another question over here and hold on. It just scrolled up on me, of course. So let me come back over here. Becky McNeil wants to know, is all of the yarn merino? She is allergic to wool. So are there other options?
At this point, we just have wool options because that's what I'm set up to dye right now. Dyeing cotton and linen is a completely different process with different materials. And I just am not set up to do that at this point.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
So when somebody signs up for the destination lane, what do I call it? A kit? Is it a kit? Club? Club. Yeah. They can expect something every month, whether it's a bag of yarn, and they would know what they're getting. Yes. But then there's this community. We talked about it briefly that there's the group that you guys have. So that's one of the things that I think is really the most fascinating as people come on and we do unboxings is the different groups that are set up just for the people who are part of it. And I love that because you get this community, this camaraderie together. When somebody signs up, so when they go over to the wait list and they get on and they're going to be a part of it, what would be your elevator pitch of what they could expect next year in 2019? Is it going to be any different from the way this year was? Is there going to be any extras? Like what's happening? And which one of you wants to take it? Because I want to make sure I'm on the right person.
Either way.
I don't care. Jean,
All right, Lindsay, you're the goose.
Okay. Okay, I got it then. Cool. Elevator pitch for Destination Lane. Okay. Don't put me on the spot or anything. It's cool. I'm good. Good. What I would say is you get to go on an adventure with your friends from the comfort of your couch. So you get to learn about 6 new places that you may never have been or maybe now want to go. And in that, you get the inspiration with a yarn and bag that are paired together about that place so that you can travel the world, even if maybe you aren't able to get on a plane.
Perfect. Jean, your turn.
Yeah, so something new for this year specifically. So last year we did pattern suggestions. This year I've reached out to a couple designers that I've worked with before, and we're going to have discounts every month for patterns. So you won't get like a pattern that you have to have, but it'll be a pattern that like you'll get a discount from that designer. So we'll be talking to different designers and featuring designers in our dossiers this year in a more tangible way, which I think is kind of fun too. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love it. Hey, Katelyn. Yeah. Hi, you're still there. What's up? I see you've been you've been typing over there. Just joking.
I'm looking at my yarn. I was actually thinking
a hard time
about how, like I got to open both of them at the same time, but really you get the yarn, you'll see the color of it, and then you've got to wait and try to figure out what your bag is going to be, like how it's going to pair up, because it's going to match, but you don't know what it's going to be.
So we also do in our community, we do like a little teaser of the inspirational photo that Jean picks for the colorway that we talk about. And like, this is the inspirational photo that we base everything off of. We do a little like game, for lack of a better word, in our Facebook group when Jean ships the yarn, where everybody, like we take the picture and we blur it up really good and like pixelate it really bad. So it's just like a blob. And then everybody gets to guess on which place we're going. So like it's kind of cool. It kind of gives you a little bit of an idea, but it's also just kind of a fun way to, keep everybody having a good time. I don't know.
Yeah, I love that because it's exciting to get yarn in the mail. It's exciting to get bags in the mail, and it's exciting to try to figure out what the next location is going to be.
Right.
Yeah. We've had a lot of people like, I don't know about you, Jean, but I've had more than one person like come up to me at an event and be like, so where do we go next month? And I'm like, it's a secret. Like, you can tell me, it's okay. I'm like, no, I can't. It's a secret.
So as we're wrapping up the season of shows and stuff, and December comes around and you have all of this happening as far as signups and planning and all this good stuff. What's the next event you guys are going to be together? And I guess that will be when the first full swing of the 2019 season will be going on. I want to remind everybody again, if you want to get on the wait list, go to destinationlane.com. I've put a link in the chat room. I'll make sure that there are more links provided in the video description box below, so that way you guys can go and sign up. But I'm guessing the next time we'll all see each other would be at Stitches West. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's our next big. Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah, I
don't want to go anywhere. I want to just be home.
I'll be at Vogue in New York, but I don't. Lindsay, you're not at that one. You're at Stitches West. So right. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, Stitches West.
Very cool. I love this. This is so much fun. So, Katelyn, your verdict: would this be something that you? I mean, obviously, you said that this would be neat because you're getting the yarn. You're like, oh, what's the bag going to look like?
Right. Yeah, no, totally. I would definitely sign up for this. I was a little concerned at first until they said about how like they do give pattern suggestions, because I know for me, that's always the hardest thing. Like I'll find yarn, I'll fall in love with it, I'll buy it, and then I'll go, okay, so now what do I do with it? And then it just sits there. And when it's beautiful and it feels good, you want to make something with it. So I really love that they give you suggestions, and it's not just one pattern that comes with the kit, and then you've got to source another pattern if you don't like that one. Like they're giving you options, they're giving you knit, they're giving you crochet, putting you on that right path, that right destination, right?
Oh, well played. Well played. That's why I pay her the big bucks.
But that was kind of what we wanted to do, because like I've done clubs in the past and I've had a lot of crocheters be like, why aren't there crochet patterns? And I'm like, because I can't find a crochet designer every month, So we did want to make sure that everybody had an option. And I really like that, you can be in a club, but just because this is what I don't necessarily want to make the same thing as, my next door neighbor. So it's nice to have options and, the community of people and all the beautiful things that have been made. Like I've seen so many different things, like the colorway that Gina's wearing is the Iguazu Falls, which was the very first shipment. And
this was our first shipment, and this was one of the patterns from the dossier. So,
which turned out beautifully. But then there was a couple ladies, like there were 2 or 3 different hats that different people finished, and they looked, all 3 hats were beautiful and all 3 hats were totally different.
Yeah. Someone did a hat it was like cabled with a big furry palm. Oh my God. It was so cute. So
cute.
Even that is fun. Like you can see how the yarn knits up in different ways just in the Facebook group. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. I do want to also mention that besides Destination Lane, you both have your independently run companies. So for those of you out there who are like, wow, this is really great, but maybe I do want some destination yarn in general, you can just go purchase destination yarn. If
Absolutely.
you want bags from Erin Lane Bags, you can go purchase Erin Lane Bags. So please know that you can support these 2 women independently as well. One last question I have, because we haven't really touched on it very much, and people are asking about it in the chat room, is how much does it cost monthly?
So we actually have several different options, trying to fit everybody's wants, needs, budgets. And so like the standard club, which is 1 bag and 1 skein of yarn, is $35 a month. And that includes, we take care of all the tax, we take care of all the shipping and all of that stuff.
That's a great price.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a great price.
Like with the new tax laws, there's a lot there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
Now everyone pays tax on any internet purchase. So like there's a lot to figure out. So that 35 covers everything. You don't have to worry about anything else. That covers all of it. So that's the standard, what we call our standard fare. Like your standard ticket is $35. And then we have first class upgrades that are, sorry, I have it written down. Hang on, let me find it in my book. I got it. It's fine. Gene, I had to write it down, like the whole thing.
All right.
And like it's on like 4 pages because of course I can't get it all on 1 page. And then we have a first class upgrade where you can get 2 skeins of yarn in 1 bag or 2 bags and 1 skein of yarn. So both of those options are the same price. They're $52. And then what we had, the full first class upgrade is 2 bags and 2 yarns. And that one is $68.
Perfect. Those are really, that's a really wonderful
also have
price.
like somebody, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry, but the lady who said that she's allergic to wool. If you still want to participate and you're allergic to wool, we have a backpacker option, which you can get just 1 bag or just 1 skein of yarn. So you would only get something every other month on that one.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we have something for like every,
lots of options. And I think that that's important because there's all sorts of different economic levels of, everybody, all of us crocheters and knitters, we're all at different levels and able to spend different amounts. So I think those are great. I think those are really wonderful, really good options.
And all of the options come with you get the travel dossier and access to the Facebook group with all of the options.
Perfect.
Yes.
So, that's perfect. Yep. Totally lost my train of thought. Hold on. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me here in just a
Didn't
second.
mean to derail you.
I know, it's okay. I know what it was. People are talking about Facebook Lives. So I know Lindsay does Facebook Live sales. Jean, do you do those as well? Like, I'm trying to let people know where they can find both of you for sure.
I do them when Lindsay wants me to do them with her.
Okay.
So we've done them after the Stitches events. For Stitches, I usually do a show exclusive colorway, and then we'll do a Facebook Live that has that colorway in it with yarn and bag pairings, which has been really fun. But I think I only did one on my own, and I think that's good. I like doing them with Lindsay, but that's good.
She's so calm and collected and fine, but like I know Jean, and she was like the last time we did one after Stitches Midwest, we did a Facebook Live together. We had like yarn and bag pairings. And I was like, are you okay? She's like, I'm really nervous right now. Like I'm getting really camera shy. And I'm like, you're going to do great. It's going to be great. You're going to be fine. And as soon as the camera turned on, she was fine. But she was like, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm like, it's fine. You're great.
Yeah, they make me very nervous. So unless Lindsay's there holding my hand, I'm scared. So yeah.
That's good though. And then Linz, I know that you do them quite frequently. I want you to be able to tell people where they can find you. Obviously it's on Facebook, but what can they expect from your live sales? Because they're fun. They're fun even just to sit and watch.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
I love
you. So our Facebook live sales just take place on our Facebook page, which is just Erin Lane Bags. So facebook.com/Erin Lane Bags. You can find us there. And then also we have a Facebook group that's specific to just Erin Lane Bags, and it's Erin Lane Bag Buddies. And anyone who's in the Bag Buddies group, there's no requirement to be in there other than you like yarn and bags. So like everyone here, they get access to everything first. So when I have new fabrics or new releases, or if I'm doing like like if I'm running a special on anything, they get access to all that first. So those are the two places that you would find us, because we have done Facebook Live sales that are exclusive to the Bag Buddies group. So we did a Halloween in May sale that was only available if you were a Bag Buddy.
Awesome. I am letting people know. Some people are like, there's so much information coming out right now. I do want to mention like everything that we're talking about can be found on their website. So, you can peruse that at your leisure and kind of see what's available for you. So destinationlane.com, make sure you check that out. I love it. And I wasn't going to, but can I share so this will be just like a special thing because I've been working on this with Lindsay since June.
I know what this is, and I haven't seen it, so I hope it's okay.
So I'm going to unplug my headphones that way because I have to stand up to go get it, and I want to be able to hear everybody when I show you. So hopefully this will work. Hold on. Let me turn on the microphone. I can't hear your words, so I will go back and listen, so don't you talk about me.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. How awesome she is.
You guys talking about me? I still can't hear you. Oh, so I'm just not going to be able to hear you. Okay. It is what it is. I had to unplug it. Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
So I know what this is. For those of you who know me and the sheeple. So to talk about the sheeple is the sheeple that we have that are all sheep doing people things. We have a grumpy sheep. Is he here? So this
my gosh, you guys, this is so heavy. This is so heavy. Are you ready?
And so this is in conjunction with the grumpy sheep.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Are you 5'10"? You can see how big it is. This thing is massive. It is done in single crochets and double crochets. And that's Larry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
He's
God.
amazing. You need to plug yourself back in.
I can't hear you. I know everybody else. I gotta come back over here and plug everything in.
Plug back in. Plug back in.
This pattern will be available before Stitches West. So you guys have to kind of hold out for it. But okay, hold on.
Plug in.
All right, I hear you now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Like when you send me the picture of that, I'm like, oh, that's nice.
It's
huge.
My
gosh. It's huge. It's amazing. Oh my gosh.
It is 40 balls of the white. It's called lace chic sheep. It's so heavy. But
oh my God. That's something you just put on your bed and you never move it because it's so heavy.
Yeah, it is fantastic. But so this pattern will be available at Stitches West. We can show everybody, but holy moly.
So you're gonna have to reduce that.
Oh yeah. Like this is if you're crazy.
You know somebody's gonna make it. I really like Kathleen Champ a lot.
I love her, right?
I love her a lot. But no, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about that. Let's see. He's so huge. Yes, he's very large.
Yes.
Luann Wright says now we have to make a demi one.
Oh gosh. Maybe she can be like the baby blanket size. But anyways, it's pretty massive. So I just thought if you're here, I should probably show you because it's pretty crazy. Anyways, all right, guys. Deep breath. Jean, how you doing over there?
I love the giant sheeple. He's awesome. I'm real excited.
It's out of this world. So what's amazing, I had a contractor make it, and when I sent it to her, I was like, here's what I want to do. She's like, yeah, I could totally do that. And she had 2 months to make it. We both didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. No, it was a very, very big deal. So as she's working on it, she got the yarn in June and I got it on Halloween. So time frame there. And this isn't she took time off. It's insane. And she brought it to me and I'm like, is this your opus?
Yeah, your magnum opus.
Your magnum opus. And so I'm just like, are you okay? Handing this over? She goes, I can't believe I actually did it. And I said, I am so sorry. I had no idea it was going to be this big of a project. And she goes, neither did I. She said, but she accepted it, and she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna take forever. We're gonna make this happen. And so it's fantastic. So she will definitely not make another one. Won't happen. But it's pretty. It's so big. It is so heavy. It's pretty darn amazing though. You're gonna love it.
I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about it being at Stitches West. Like, I'm super, super excited about that.
It'll be cool. So maybe we could put it up and we'll say, have you signed up for Destination Lane yet? Let people know. Anyways, I love having you guys on the podcast. This was so much fun. Katelyn, are you excited about getting your lovely bags?
Yes, I'm thinking about what I'm going to start with this one in my cherry blossom bag.
You just keep showing me that pink. It's like you're just rubbing it in. Rub it in the wound, baby. Rub it in the wound. That's fantastic.
Well, and like, what's really great about like a club like this, we had several ladies do this. Like, I got several emails from husbands and boyfriends who are like, can I do this as a gift? We're like, of course. Like, just put in whoever's address to send it to. Like, that's fine. So, like, if you're out there and you're like, my husband doesn't know what to get me, or my boyfriend doesn't know what to get me, or whatever, this is something that they can get you, that you get a new gift every single month.
Yep. That's the best holiday gift ever. Keeps
really
on
is.
giving.
That's right. You get something for 12 months.
It's not the Jelly of the Month Club, so.
Oh, I think it's pretty great. I can't wait to see what you two have put together for next year, because I just know it's going to be amazing. I want to remind everybody they can go and sign up for the wait list right now. But remember, the people that are already part of the Destination Lane program, they have a spot held for them. How long is that spot held before they're open for other people?
Let me look at my book.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have it written down, Jane. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Just give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay.
This area is really warm. I got to take it off. It's so hot.
So signups open on the 1st for members, and it opens earlier. It opens 3 hours sooner for members on the 1st. Wow, it's so big.
Dude, it's so big.
So big. So for memberships, or no,
Current members.
So people who are currently members have 3 hours before we open it up to everyone. And then we are holding their spot for them. And we are guaranteeing them a spot until the 15th. On the 16th, if they are currently a member and have not signed up, those spots will become available to everyone else.
Yeah. There are some spots available on the 1st for not.
Oh yeah, there's spots available on the 1st.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yes. There's absolutely spots available on the 1st. It's just that we have to hold a certain number of spots for our current members. And then if they pass on the 15th, those spots become available.
Can you hear this?
Yes. Yes, I can.
It's so big.
It's so big. It's huge. Does it need a back? Am I going to have to back that?
So it's the final bits of Larry aren't plugged in. So
Okay.
I think it needs a back. I think it needs a Larry back.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Right? Because it needs to be that much heavier. This could be a weighted blanket. Like,
Hey, that's good for anxiety and depression.
I think Lindsay should wear it as a cape.
I
like run through the show floor with a Larry cape.
I don't think you could run with this thing on. She would be out of breath.
I think we should I think at the PJ party, we should just all get under it and be like, hi, we're at the PJ party with Larry.
Seriously, it is so big. It's got to go into the fashion show. It is massive.
100% that needs to be in the fashion show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm excited about that now. But the fact that it makes a thud on your floor, and I know you're in your basement, so it's not like the floor is shaking.
I know.
It's the cement. It's cement. Oh, okay.
This is so big. Okay, we're good. We're totally. This is great. This was so much fun. I hope everybody goes and signs up for Destination Lane because it's amazing. I love both of these ladies. The yarn is great. The dyeing is great. The sheeple are awesome. The bags are fantastic. And they're two wonderful companies. You will not be disappointed. Go sign up whenever you can and just be a part of it. Be part of the fun.
Participate.
Participate. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this very special unboxing with Marley and Katelyn. She's here. I promise. She's here. I'm sorry, Katelyn. Oh God. And when are we back on the show? Are we back next Tuesday?
For a podcast? Yes.
Yes. Okay, because I'm in North Carolina on Monday, but I'm back Tuesday. Yes, so I'll be back here on Tuesday with a podcast. Make sure you come and check it out. Until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.